Week 8 start bench advice show on top of a live draft. File on in, get your questions ready, drop your super chats. Phone lines will probably be open for I don't want to say a brief period of time, but it depends on how quickly we roll through everything. And then we're going to jump into at least a couple live Week 8 best ball underdog drafts. And to get into those, you'll just use code Smitty or the link that's pinned in the live chat right now. And I'll drop the link again. If you're watching a replay, the link is in the description of every video. Code Smitty gets it done, but we'll be drafting on Underdog using code Smitty, week number 8. And let's get right into the Q&A start bench show. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
File on in, file on in, file on in. A lot of dilemmas this week. Many have to do with injury. Many have to do with them. We went through a slew of news today with Tyreek Hill, different players that have been listed as potentially questionable for week number 8. We got to break all that down. We got to digest all that news. We've got a whole bunch of Cooper Kupp buzz, about how people still thought that the Rams were shopping him. They were entertaining phone calls. McVay said himself that a lot of the stuff that was being talked about and reported on was not true, and that they're happy to have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on this roster as they try and march forward and go for a division win. No one's trading Cooper Kupp. No one's trading Matthew Stafford. The Matthew Stafford trade rumors are completely bogus. They have a shot, the Rams, to win the division in the West, and anybody that thinks that's not possible, well, that's fine. I think this is the graphic here. Let me see if I can pull up the West. This is it right here. There it is. Seattle 4-3, Cardinals 3-4, Rams 3-4, Niners 3-4. This is a one-game difference between these 4 teams. And dare I say, no disrespect to the Seahawks, but they're not exactly the best team in the league. Like, they're threatening for sure, but this is not something where we're all that worried about a team like the Niners or the Rams climbing up now that they've got the Rams got their full arsenal back. If the Niners somehow get their full arsenal back, minus Ayuk, let's say CMC plays like a monster, then they too can be an absolute division winner without a hesitation. Cardinals, I'm a Cardinal fan, and I'm being objective as I can be. I don't think they're a deep-seated playoff team. Are they a wild card team? If things turned around, but right now they're not feeding MHJ the right way, and that could change everything if they started to do that. The Cardinals definitely are a scrappy team, but right now I don't feel like they're going to grab, obviously, a division win. I think that's going to the Niners, the Seahawks, or the Rams. I'm rooting for the Rams, to be honest with you, in terms of the fantasy football output, in terms of what it does for this offense, the long term. Like, when we look at this, I can very much separate my fandom. I very much want the Rams to be in it, to win it all the way down the stretch, because every single facet of this weaponry, this assembly of weaponry, will be firing on all cylinders as they try and win the division or at least get a wild card spot. So winning is great. Losing, look at Jacobs and Adams and LV last year. Not a recipe for keeping a stud on the field. They'll get banged up and sit out the last 2-3 weeks. You don't want that. And that's what we're kind of fearing. Let me go actually back to this with Tyreek Hill a little bit. We need Tyreek Hill out there this week. We need Tua Tagovailoa trying to win this game. We need the Miami Dolphin offense fighting for something in weeks 15, 16, 17. That is the biggest nightmare a fantasy football owner can have, is the team has nothing to play for. What happens when you get into the thick of things? Let me get this super chat answered right here. This one's from Kevin. Kevin says, start, tank, or nuke. That's a tough one, bro. That's a real tough one. I'd probably say Tank is at home versus the Colts. Nuke is playing in his first game, but I think Amari Cooper proved you could still score in your first game. Let's not pretend everything's transferable from one team to another, one situation to another. But Andy Reid's like, why not? In terms of getting him out there, I think there's a real shot. There's a real shot that we see both these guys have pretty good games. Tank Dell have a really nice bounce back game. It's still possible. I'd probably say give me... Chat, what do you think on that? We going Hopkins? We going Nuke? DeAndre Hopkins in KC, first game rolled out in a very complex offense, but something that the Mahomes would very easily go, Blur 32? Hey, Hopkins, you're going to go about 150 steps that way. Turn around, and I'll just throw it to you. That's the way Mahomes does it. Nuke, Dell. It's kind of torn. Hopkins easy, that old man getting fed by Mahomes. Yoda, Mahomes, Dell, Olave. I hate to give you a wishy-washy answer, but that's just the way it is sometimes. I'd say your safe bet is probably going to be Nuke. Because of what Dell's been doing and not doing, and really not Dell's fault, what Stroud has not been doing. But these are both good matchups for both teams. Houston at home versus the Colts. It's in LV, but KC on the road in LV. I'm going to say Hopkins is your steady Eddie, 8 to 12 points. Tank Dell is your high risk, 0 points, 2 points, -1 point, or 25. So you kind of got to pick your poison in terms of like, what do you need, broski? Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Actually, I got to open the phone line. Sorry. Hang tight for me. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate your super chat, my guy. But yeah, this is a tough week. It's also like it's crazy because there's a lot of dilemmas, a lot of injuries still, a lot of questionable situations, but we have like all the teams ready to play, versus like Mageddon, which is, we got another one coming up, but kind of wild that we're sitting here, having so many dilemmas and injuries when we have a full slate of teams. And start Amari Cooper or T. I think T is still safer right now, but Amari Cooper is learning the ropes. Don't know how. He's also leading the league, or he's in the top 5 in drops, I think still. So, there's, and I don't mean that in like a real bad way. I just mainly mean that like Buffalo seems like it has been a little bit scrimping on passing the ball, having ample opportunities for the wide receivers. Now, look, Coleman did amazing last week, and I think that can continue. I'm going to go ahead and say Higgins is just safer. Travis, you're live. Everybody else mute if you could. Okay, let me go to Josh. Josh, you're live. I don't know where Travis went.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh. Go ahead real quick, Josh.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the stack? I think I'm overloaded on the stack.
On what?
On like the stack, like I got Hurt, AJ Brown, and.
But you act like I know what you're talking about. Like, what do you think about the stacks? Like, what stack are you talking about, bro?
Which stack?
Huh?
The one.
You guys are real quiet tonight. What'd you say? What stack are you talking? You talking about a stack on your team?
Yeah, stack on my team. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and tell me what it is before you have me answer the question. Go ahead. Gotcha.
Yeah, I have Hurt, AJ Brown, and Barkley all in my lineup, and I feel like it's a little heavy-handed on one side.
Well, what are you gonna? Well, I mean, what are you gonna do though? You want to try and like divide up AJ Brown and go get like a Hill or something like that?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe probably get rid of AJ Brown and pick up MHJ or somebody else with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of stacking and redraft anyway. Like, I don't know that I normally I mean, I don't avoid, like, Barkley and Hurts if they fall, and they, you know, it is what it is. I would say probably the best thing you could maybe do is I would keep Hurts. The thing is, you got all those guys without a bye. They're all bye week free going forward. I'd probably say I would shop AJB potentially. But yeah, I'd want a Hill. I'd want a Jamar Chase. I know I'd have to give up more. I'd want a JJ. I know I'd have to give up more. CeeDee Lamb's a real good target. I'd give up AJ Brown for CeeDee Lamb, and if I had to do a creative 2-for-2 to make it feel good for them, and I quietly get a guy I like. I don't know what that background noise is there, pal, but it's been. Listen to it offline because your phone is just going nuts. Travis, you're live.
Hi.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
So Hunter Henry, would you play him over like Ferguson this week?
I don't know that I would.
Is it?
That's a tough one.
I'm like, people are very high on him, but I'm a little hesitant because we see this from Henry, and I get that May is there, so he could, he's probably going to throw to him more than he's gotten thrown to in the past. But like Demario Douglas was sick after like 3 plays last week, and Demario Douglas is also a guy he throws a lot to. So it's like, do we know for sure he's going to be peppering him with targets? I think he'll get his fair share, but
yeah. Like the consensus data across the industry in terms of like what people are doing, what the average Joes are doing with their lineup, is you have Ferguson being started over Hunter Henry by almost like 50 plus percent, I would say. So like that's what the average Joe is doing when they're facing that situation.
Okay, yeah,
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that. But... Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Not to mention like guys like McBride, Ferguson, Laporta. It's a weird year. I don't know that we're not wrong on those guys. Like those guys are monsters. It's just been a weird year. I think they can all get back on track. I think McBride's going to be a fantastic player going forward. I want to own McBride everywhere. And it's a week, Bowers is the tight end 1 right now, which is crazy. And he's good, but he's not like amazing. So other years he'd be like tight end 3 or 4. There's not one. He's got like 1 touchdown on the year, and he's the tight end 1. It's crazy. So I think Ferguson. I think true. Even Kelsey to some extent will get back on track. I think McBride certainly will. Kincaid eventually will. Laporta, I believe, could be the tight end 1, 2, or 3 for sure going forward. And that this week, especially if he's healthy and he's a go and everything, Laporta, with JMO out, I think that's when we see Laporta pop off, and we're like, well, that was kind of obvious. I think a lot of people are going to wish they had traded for him.
Right. Yeah. All right. And then if you were, where do you rank AJ Brown like compared to like Tyreek? Like how much is AJ Brown like a back end wide receiver 1 to you, or?
I think AJB and Tyreek are pretty close. I think the upside for Tyreek is, top 1 to 5. The upside for AJ Brown is like 4 to 7. So there's overlap. Whenever there's overlap, that obviously means that I think one could outscore the other. But I think in order for AJ Brown to outscore Tyreek's got to have like maybe this, Tua return. Like, first of all, he's got an injury. But Tua doesn't return to form. Tua gets banged up again. Like, it's over. We've seen what Tyreek is doing. More importantly, we've seen what Miami Mike McDaniel is not doing with Tyreek Hill when Tua's out. There's a little concern, a little bit. I'm still buying low all over the place, but there's a little concern that maybe Mike McDaniel doesn't know what to do with Tyreek Hill when Tua's back. I mean, we know he's done it in the past, but like, how do How do you not get Tyreek Hill the ball for like 4+
draw
weeks?
something up, really.
How like literally? How?
Yeah,
What's his line been?
Yeah.
Let me read his line off real quickly. It's been absolutely
Yeah.
atrocious, and I don't understand why he didn't even have like one freaking game where he was solid. It was. Listen to this line. So week 1 though, 7 receptions, 130 and a touch. Like it's like that's what we want. That's what we want. Then in week 2, 3 for 24, 0 touchdowns. 3 for 40, 0 touchdowns. 4 for 23, 0 touchdowns. 6 for 69, 0 touchdowns. Bye week. Like that is insane. That is absolutely insane. He had
unexplainable. Yeah.
He had like literally he was wide receiver 54, 57, 51 and 31 in back-to-back games without Tua Tagovailoa. So the only thing that makes me say, okay, you know what, this is worth it. I'd rather have Hill over Tyreek. So for the guy that asked the question earlier, would I trade AJB for Hill to mix things up? Both have had a bye week. I would, because at least we do have week 1. It's not like we're walking into an unknown year where there hasn't even been any Tyreek Hill production. Maybe he dropped off and we just don't know it. He had 12 targets, 7 receptions, 130 and a touch in week 1. And he was wide receiver 4. So I would take Tyreek over AJB. But it's damn close. And AJB is certainly safer. But there's just a little bit less ceiling with some overlap. That's how I would answer that question. All right, hold on, Travis. Let me circle around to Kyle. Kyle from Texas, you're live, Kyle.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Smitty. Yeah, I just had a few quick questions. If you had to start between Dak Prescott and Anthony Richardson this week, who would you go with?
Dak.
I know they're not really set. Dak against the Niners?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Niners can be scored on. They're not invincible.
Yeah, true. It's just I don't know. Dak's been inconsistent, but so has Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but Anthony Richardson's been more than inconsistent. It goes back to, I believe that Dak and CD are going to get on their horses and head toward the promised land. I'm not saying it doesn't come without some volatility. I'm not saying there isn't risk, but all of that is baked into both of their values and even this question. So if I'm going and getting CeeDee Lamb on the cheap right now, it's all baked in. I'm not buying him at wide receiver 2 or 3 or 4. I'm buying him in some cases like equivalent value, if I had to guess, would be like the round 1-2 turn. Like you're getting him where Garrett Wilson was valued last year or this past offseason walking in, where maybe AJB was valued. And hence why we talk about AJB and Hill and AJB and Lamb. They're all really, really close because Hill and Lamb have both dropped into AJB's value range. So now we're like trying to juggle these 3 receivers. Who's better? Who's safer? AJB's the safest one. No doubt about it. He's in a very steady offense. Everything's, going to plan for the most part, even though the Eagles seem very unprepared for this year and there's a lot of turmoil. It's still very potent, and AJB is going to absolutely eat. Bye weeks out of the way. I love the AJB situation, but if I need a swing, like let's say I'm winning and I've got AJB, to answer the other guy's question, if you've got AJB, Hurts, and Barkley like the other guy had, and you're winning, you got 6 wins, 5 wins, you had a bye weeks with all those guys and you're still winning, I'd probably leave it alone. I'd probably let it go. It seems like maybe you've had the right balance. Hurts and AJB go off. Barkley's still going to do pretty well, even if he doesn't go off when those two are going off. If Barkley goes off, Hurts could still run for 2 touchdowns. Even if AJB gets 60 yards. It'll probably work out. But if you've got 3 wins, 2 wins, and you were hit with all those bye weeks, and that was part of why you probably lost a game, I would be fine with getting Lamb or Hill. But you can certainly do that using, I believe, AJB.
Yeah, Smitty. I also it kind of leads me to the next part.
All right, last one.
I
gotta go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have Justin Jefferson and I had Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I was happy with both of them. Some guy sent me a trade. I was just going to see what you thought. I already accepted it, but I just wanted to get your thoughts. I sent away Josh Jacobs and St. Brown for CeeDee Lamb and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. For Lamb and Kamara, yeah, that's great. I mean, like crazy that, you know, you'd even, like, one would even hesitate on that because I like Lamb over St. Brown, even though St. Brown probably is safer, but, and then Kamara over Jacobs. Like,
yeah, I guess it's this Dak. It's this, the Dak thing. I know, I have more, I guess more, like the floor and security of St. Brown. I just feel like Dak's just inconsistent. I don't know. It's worked better so far, but I mean, last year after the bye, CeeDee Lamb and Dak tend to go off, so I'm kind of banking on that. But I guess just the Kamara and Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is starting to. It seemed like he's starting to get his niche together, and he's starting to roll, and then the whole Saints is kind of imploding. So that's kind of where my thought process was. But I was trying to look further down the road and be more optimistic. That's why I took the trade, but I was nervous for sure.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be all right, but there's definitely a risk involved. That's why Lamb is cheaper, but I'd take it on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Later.
All right, thank you.
All right. Cam from Tennessee. You're live. Quick as you can, pal.
What's up, man?
What's up?
All right. I'm gonna be a man about this. You hung up on me week 3, like mid-sentence, just because I asked about AR versus Baker, right?
All right.
I was kind of hurt by that. That's why I haven't been watching.
Kind of hurt. Come on, Cam. Cam, toughen up a little bit.
Hey, man. I was right. I was
okay.
right.
Yeah, but like, look, this is part of the show. Like, toughen up a little bit. Like, I hang up on people all the time. It's part of, like, you get your badges that way. It's part of getting christened. You can't be bummed about that. I hang up on everybody. It's part of the thing. It's like you get off track, or I say, hey, no full lineups, or I'll hang up on you because I got to keep the phone lines moving. Someone calls in and goes, let me read my team off to you. We hang up on them. It's like everybody laughs. They call back the next day. You've been ghosting me since week 1 or 2 because you got hung up on. I'd hang up on you right now if I thought you wouldn't go, off the deep end.
I mean, so since I've been doing it on my own, I'm 5-2, and second in the league.
Since you've been doing it on, wait. Since you've been doing it on your own.
Yeah, you heard me.
Finish him. Call terminated.
What kind of balls you got calling?
That worked out well.
What kind of balls you got calling into the show like that? Like that's just the wrong approach. That's just the wrong approach. Like, hey, Smitty, I thought I'd call in again since I've been doing it on my own. Don't need.
I like how he said, I'm gonna be a man about this. But
Cam
follows up by saying, I haven't watched the show for a month.
Cam, let's try it again. Cam, call back in. Let's start fresh.
I have faith.
God.
Come on, Cam.
All right, Anthony, real quickly while we're waiting for Cam to call back in. I don't know if you want. It's just like while I've been doing it on my own, you bum. I haven't been listening to this show for how many weeks now? Because you're a bum, Smitty. That's what I heard. All right, Cam, dial in. Let's try it over again. Anthony, while we're waiting for Cam, go ahead, bro.
Jeez. Would you flex Kraft or Tolbert this week?
Kraft or Tolbert. I'm gonna go. Geez, I know I'm gonna get this one wrong. This is like not even a 50-50 call. This is like a 20-20 call.
I didn't start Puka, so I'm in this.
Oh, bro. I don't think Cam's calling back. Cam doesn't forgive. It takes Cam 4 weeks to forgive. I don't think he's calling back.
In a month, Cam.
Cam, you've been doing it on your own anyway. Like, what good am I to you? I think I go Kraft. It's crafty. But, man, Tolbert's nice. Let me look up Tolbert real quick. I know he's been doing pretty good. And I'm blanking out. I'm embarrassed. I don't remember his stats from last week. I know he had like.
Well, they were on bye last week.
Or the last game. I think he had like 40 yards, 43 yards, 4. I mean, he's got 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Cam ain't calling back in. Cam's pissed.
Yeah. I just thought maybe because they're playing San Fran and he might be competitive.
He says I'm not calling this guy back. Cam, call back in, bro. You gotta be. Jeez, man. Like, really? I'm not calling this guy back. He says, Cam, call back in. Toughen up. Come on, bro. It's all in good fun. You started off that phone call a little hot, a little wild. And then you say, since I've been on my own, I've been a little hurt. I haven't watched you for 4 or 5 weeks, but I'm back. And since I've been on my own, I've been doing pretty good without you. Yeah, let me ask you a question. Cam, all right, this is the last time I'm going to ask Cam to call in. To be clear, I'm not Cam from Tennessee. Oh, okay, this is a different Cam. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of Cams in the chat right now. I don't know which one's which, but I'm not going to beg him to call in. He doesn't want to call in anymore, and he wants to ghost the show again for 4 weeks. By all means, have at it, Cam. Do your worst, bro. We'll be here when you're ready. Just when you call in the next time, maybe let bygones be bygones. Oh, that is Cam. That might be Cam. He's on a 5-win streak since not listening. Good job, pal. God, man. What's going on with this world? What is going on with this world? Hold on, here he is. Cam, you okay, Cam?
I'm fine. What you want to do?
What?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Well, I'm just checking on you, bro. All right, what's your question that you don't need my help with?
I weighed in with a couple friends, and they told me I should have done it. But this guy, he offered me Josh Jacobs and Bigsby for Kareem Hunt and Tua.
And Tua's not your starting quarterback, I assume?
No. I'm still riding with Baker.
Yeah, Cam,
I'm gonna figure it out.
Look, I may have been wrong about AR5 versus Baker, but I'm not wrong on this one. I can assure you, I would have taken Jacobs and Bigsby. Your friends are right. The main thing is
it's still sitting there.
Okay, well then why don't we smash that, or I'll hang up on you right now. Cam, Tua Tagovailoa is not your quarterback. You're starting quarterback. I bet you there's a waiver guy that's worth something near his value. Kareem Hunt has an expiration date. Pacheco's knocking on the door.
To get rid of him.
Someone's trying to help you. But what do I know?
Josh Jacobs, though?
Why don't you close the browser, not watch me, and see if the answer comes to you? But the answer that should come to you by yourself, by your lonesome, is that Jacobs is kind of getting on his horse. Bigsby has 2 back-to-back 100-yard games and just stole the job away from ETN. And Hunt, and I will say, Cam, this could go very badly for this week if Hunt goes crazy. These 2 guys don't, and you come calling in, Smitty, you told me to do it. But like long-term, Cam, probably smart to do it. Even if you, let's say, started Hunt this week and they hit the button 20 seconds after the game started, it could work out very well for you the next week because Pacheco is ready to take the job.
Do you actually think he's going to come back full strength?
Well, I don't know about full strength. I can't tell you whether he'll have a setback or what's this look like, but it seems like his injury was over-reported. People were expecting it to be ligament damage, and no one really had good clarification on it. Seems to be merely just a fracture of sorts, and they were able to put everything. There's hardware and stuff involved, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big issue. And he's the kind of guy that like literally will run no matter how painful it is. He played with wasn't a broken hand or was a broken wrist last year. Didn't tell anybody. No one knew. Like, this guy's a tough kid. He's a tough kid. But I mean, Cam, you don't need me to tell you this. You just need to go dark for a few.
I don't know nothing about Pacheco. I'm not a Chiefs fan, so I don't pay attention to him. I try and I'm a adamant Saints fan, so yeah.
No, wrong.
Yeah, I'm a bum.
All right, well, Cam, I would probably smash this trade. And can I hear an amen on this? Who is going for the Jacobs Bigsby side? I venture to say 99.9999999% of the chat is going to say take Jacobs and Bigsby. So vote for Cam while he's here before he leaves. Give him a little parting gift.
Yeah. I got ETN as well still.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, Cam, we appreciate you.
Bye. For now.
Finish him. Call terminated.
Whew. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. Let me go to Anthony real quick, and then I'll leave Travis on the line while I answer some super chats. Anthony, go ahead. You're live.
The Packers D or the Chiefs D this week?
Packers D or the Chiefs D? Let's see here. Let me move all my damn super chats out of the way. I forget if the Packers are on their at home, right? No. Yeah, they're on the road. So yeah, man, that Packers defense is.
They're both on the road.
Yeah.
I feel like the Chiefs is like obvious, but I hate the divisional matchup. But I don't know.
I sense what you're feeling, because like I really think that Green Bay is gonna have a nice, like, one of those crazy games that's gonna be so out of control. But then again, like Jacksonville, let's see Bigsby does. I don't know. I'm excited about Bigsby and BT, and for that alone, I want to root for the Jaguars a little bit. But I'm gonna say KC absolutely stomps the Raiders so much that the Raiders are making bad decisions at the end of the game, and you score like 10 points in the fourth quarter. But
okay,
that's tough. Chat, disagree, agree on that one? Vote in the chat, please.
No matter what, I'm not going to go to. Okay.
Hey, do you mind if I hang up on you for old time's sake?
You're good, man.
Finish him.
He doesn't mind. He likes it. I mean, come on. Travis, hang tight. Let me get to these super chats real quick, and then I'll come right back to you. Hang tight.
Yep.
All right, this one here from Mac. Does D-Hop have top 12 wide receiver upside? I don't know if I'd go that far. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I think this is one of those things where it's like, could I get struck by lightning? Yes, but do I expect to be? No. So it's possible, and I'm not saying it's that unlikely. That's probably a bad example. If I run into the street during lunch hour, busy street, might I get hit by a car? Yeah, it's very possible. Does Hopkins have top? Yeah, Higgins and Pat for JD5. This is wild because, I mean, I know I'm going to take some heat by even hesitating on this, but I love JD5 and I still love Pat, but Higgins is a lot to get, but at the same time, it depends what you have on your bench. If you've got like a Worthy on your bench, then I'd rather just take JD5. I do think Mahomes does bounce back on a terror, but that's me. I would say JD5 if you have the depth. I'd rather have JD5. But it's a good question, and I don't think it's as easy of a smash as everybody thinks, because I think Hopkins is going to be the perfect solution for the situation that is kind of getting out of control, not because the Chiefs play badly, not because Mahomes plays badly. I don't care if he had 2 tipped INTs, he's leading the league, or he's got the more INTs than I get it, but at the same time, a lot of craziness has happened to this man. He's lost his top 2 wide receivers, he's lost his top running back, and he's 6-0, and he's a magician when it counts. Like, I'm not worried about INTs. He's the kind of guy that could have literally the least amount of INTs from here on the season. Like, it's that kind. He's that kind of player. give him Hopkins. I think this puzzle piece gets, helps him tremendously. $20 hauler, but I do take JD5. Tracy, appreciate you with the $20 hauler. Hey, Smitty, this team is 3-4 and half PPR. QB is Mahomes, Caleb, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Puka, Allen, Downs, Bateman, Kenneth Walker, Najee, Dowdle, Brooks, Bowers, Laporta, Goddard. You got a lot of tight ends. Any trades to make upgrades? Appreciate you, by the way. I would say, man, your receiving room looks so good now in Puka. Amon-Ra and Puka, that's fantastic. Maybe two top, I don't know, definitely two top 10 to 12 wide receivers I think you got right there. Running backs, Kenneth Walker, Najee. I'm probably looking to move one of those tight ends, bro. Bowers might be the one you got to move and take a gamble on Laporta bouncing back, and I don't think it's a bad gamble at all. And Bowers being the number one tight end in the league right now with Najee probably gets you Achane, probably gets you running back value up at that territory, gets you a Tyreek Hill, gets you maybe even a Lamb. I've seen people get Lamb for so low, like that caller that traded for Lamb. He had a smoking deal. He got Lamb and Kamara for what was it, Travis? Jacobs and Amon-Ra. Jacobs and Amon-Ra for Lamb and Kamara. And I get it. There's pros and cons to it, but I mean, Lamb is very cheap right now. So I would try and use Najee's temporary value. I don't. It's not to say you won't do it for another week or two, but I really don't think I can trust Najee to be what he is right now all year long. Brooks is walking into a committee. Dowdle is, falling off. Kenneth Walker, I keep. Very, very solid team. And I think you can get out of this using Brooks and Najee and Bowers. Or not get out of this. Get an upgrade, an extra gun. Not just a decent player, like an actual massive stud piece to throw in there, and then all of a sudden your team looks completely different. And it's a gamble getting rid of Bowers, but you get all the points he scored already. He could go into a little bit of a rut. He's a rookie, and that team's in shambles. The quarterback room's a mess. I'm very much okay with shifting my attention over to Laporta if it means getting me a Tyreek Hill using Bowers and Najee, or getting me an Achane, or getting me a JT, who I think is one of the better buy low RBs right now and has been for weeks now. Now he's off the injury report, so the cat's out of the bag, and who knows what his value is going to be going forward. Would you drop Bucky to stash Dalvin Cook? I don't think so. Maybe I live to regret this, and I'll be the first to admit it. If Dalvin looks great, I'll be like, I mean, how is anybody to know this? He looked horrible in New York. Whenever you become a journeyman, you're pretty much done. There's very rare, like Hunt, you could say special case because he's in KC and he had experience being there before. And I don't think he was a journeyman because he was bad. He was in some tough spots and some committees and such. I just don't think Cook is going to deliver. And he's been out of that spotlight for a while. How is he going to have his best available right now? I doubt he does. Choose two, Coleman, and in an offense that can't run the ball anyway. Choose two, Coleman, Worthy, or McMillan. I'm going to go Coleman and Worthy, but I'm rooting for McMillan, and that's an excellent player to also have. Daniel Sellers, appreciate you. Would you trade Allen and Kirk for Stroud and Cook? James Cook? Absolutely. Oh, hold on. Josh Allen. You guys got to give me the names. Maybe he did. Let me pull it up. Damn it. Where is that? There it is. No, that's not it. Where's that freaking super chat? I think it's right here. No. Where did I put it? Son of a bee. I gotta go find it. Hold on. Hold on. Worthy, Bucky, Bigsby. What is this one? Smitty sent JD Bigsby for Dak. CD got vetoed. Smutty. I sent JD Bigsby. JD Bigsby. JD5? I mean, look, Lexus, you kind of sloppy with the writing. Maybe you sent the wrong offer. Smutty sent JD.
I think I found it.
Is that JD5? Well, what was the question? That sucks. It got vetoed though. I found it. Daniel, right? Daniel Sellers. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Would you trade Allen and Kirk for Stroud? Okay, so that's Josh Allen. You got to give the full name, bro. There's 15 Allens. Josh Allen and Kirk for Stroud and Cook. Man, I'd probably say if I'm winning, I just keep Josh Allen. If I'm even remotely winning, I keep Josh Allen. And if it's explainable why I'm not winning, hence I had Cooper Kupp and Debo out for a majority of the season. I have Nico out right now, and you know what I mean? Like if it's explainable and you're 3 or 4 wins, I don't think I'd get rid of Josh Allen. But if I've got a huge lead and I'm feeling crazy, I mean, I don't mind you taking the risk, but I think I'd just leave it if it's not broken. But, I mean, Cook is a good bet. Stroud is a good bet to bounce back eventually. I'm just going to say, overall, I'm going to say keep Josh Allen. He's such a force, man. I don't think I could do that trade. Thank you, Alexis. I was kind of messing with you, but I let me answer this question. Sent JD5 at Bigsby for Dak. CMC got vetoed. Well, I guess there's nothing to really comment on. I hate vetoes. I hate it. Do I think this should have got vetoed? No, nothing really should get vetoed. JD5, who I assume that's who you mean, JD. We normally don't call him JD5, so I was messing with you. We normally call him JD5. Very few people call him JD that I ever hear, but JD5, Bigsby for Dak CMC. How could you even veto that? I don't even know what side they vetoed, to be honest with you. That's how bad of a veto that is. I really don't know.
They might have lucked out though, because JD5 and Bigsby might be better.
But that's the thing. Maybe that's what they vetoed. Honestly, they could say CMC's not coming back. Why would you do that? I don't know what's true. Right. I don't know what side. That's how bad a veto is. That's how much it should not be vetoed when you don't know what side the veto is even on. You can't even begin to guess. Drop Ladd McConkey for Parasol. I probably would. Well, yeah, I just don't believe in the Chargers offense at all. I'm sorry. I know that might be like something I regret later. It could be. It's not like this is a dynasty question. It's just sit Ferguson or Otten. I'm sitting for this week. I might have wavered on this one. I think I might have answered differently before. Not this show, but the previous one or two. But I think I'm leaning Otten right now. I love Fergie, but to everyone's point about being concerned about Dak, that's packaged into the trade values and all that. But there is still concern. That's why the values are lower for like Lamb in a trade and Dak. I'm going with the guy that just got 10 receptions, I believe, or 8 receptions, 10 targets, and had 100 yards receiving as a receiver for Baker Mayfield, who our boy Cam loves, and rightly so. Also trade Evans for Nuke. God, that's one that I say no now to, but like in 1 week, could I be sitting here going, Nuke is a top 15 wide receiver, or is he a complete letdown? It could go either way. It really could. We could walk out of Sunday's game going, what a big letdown. Hopkins, 20 yards. What the hell were we thinking? Or he could be Juju Smith-Schuster on steroids and like a version of Rashee Rice. And we just say, because Hopkins makes a good point. He hasn't played meaningful football for years. He's played for garbage teams. He's been double teamed, triple teamed his whole career, and nothing really changes. He goes to Tennessee. He seems to make not the greatest decisions. I'm glad he's somewhere now where it's like he can maybe get a ring. I mean, I like Hop a lot. He's a former Cardinal. I would say, why did I get off on this topic? Okay, Evans, Nuke. I would say since Evans is still going to have week 12, week 13, week 14, 15, 16, 17. That is 6 weeks of football. That's maybe 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. Like that's what Evans can do. I probably say no. and I probably say to myself, and this is where I think you'll agree with me if you're wavering. Let me put it into better context. Evans, and let's say you have a Worthy on the bench that's going to supplement until Evans comes back, versus Hopkins. You got to ask yourself, does Worthy's points that he scores in weeks 8, let's say he gets 12 points, he gets 9 points, and he gets 15 points, and he gets 7. Do these scores here, added to the 6 games that you get out of Evans, crush DeAndre Hopkins? And I think the answer is yes. A lot of people in their mind, they think, oh, but I'm getting zeros. Like, for whatever reason, when they're doing a trade like this, they imagine zeros for Evans, like zeros for until week 12. You're not. You're adding, and I know it's obvious, and you know this like down deep, but you're adding these 4 scores you're getting from your supplemental player that's going to step in, your sub, to Evans' scores, and are those going to outscore Hopkins? It's the same old theory when you say to yourself, like, before the season, if you had CMC and you had Mason, and let's say CMC missed 4 games, well, you got to ask yourself, what is Mason's 4 games added to Christian McCaffrey, playing, his 11, 10, whatever games that he plays, or 13 or 12, whatever games he ends up playing, what is his total score? Does his total score equal to running back 1? That's why cuffing situations make sense. Or better yet, it would be Kyron. Having Kyron Williams playing, let's call it 14 games, and he misses 3 games, having Corum score like 10, 11, 18, and then you add that to Kyron's 14 games, it is running back number 1. Or running back number, at the very worst, like running back 4 or something like that. So my answer is Evans. Appreciate you, Christopher. This one from Daniel Sellers. Again, different one. First time super chat. Oh, okay, this is your first super chat. I answered your other one first. 12-man half PPR double flex. Need one for a second flex. I got Hunt in my first flex. Ridley, Stevenson, Parasol, Bucky. With Jennings out, give me Parasol. I don't trust Ridley. Travis, you can try and convince me on Stevenson if you want. Bucky's in a 3-headed monster timeshare, and he's banged up, but expected to play, but still banged up. Convince me if you want Stevenson over Parasol.
No, to me, they're a toss-up. I mean, Stevenson, he's going to get guaranteed touches, but so is Pearsall with Jennings. So I think Pearsall, just as good of a start as Stevenson in terms of knowing what you're going to get.
Last week with...
I mean, we know what Stevenson can do, but...
what concerns me, though, is last week with May playing, Stevenson had seven...
Still kind of hurt.
Yeah, but 7 carries, 18 yards, and 3 targets, 7 yards. I mean, God, it was so bad. It's hard to know.
But if they do that again, though, right? If there's something weird going on here, then you're screwed. So it is a good point.
Draven's in the house. Draven's back. Draven, you're back, baby. Draven, call in. I think I go Pearsall because to what Travis just said, if things get out of hand, it is the New York Jets. I think that could be a good or a bad game for New England. It's hard to know. But
it was awful the first time. But Brissett was playing, it's completely different.
That's a tough D.
Stevenson should get the ball 10 to 15, 16 times, but
if the game script gets out of hand, given we only have 3 targets for two receptions and 7 yards, that concerns the hell out of me. Does May dump off to him
when they're down?
Would May dump off to him? I don't know. I mean, you would think, May's a good quarterback. He would do that. Maybe he doesn't play that game. I don't know. We don't have a big sample, but he was banged up.
We're not sure.
Is he still banged up? I don't know.
Stevenson was
Doesn't
limping in
sound that way,
London.
but again,
What, Ethan, the negative?
Practicing full and everything.
Stevenson was limping in London. I have him. I'm going to sit him.
Yeah, Ethan's negative, though. Ethan, that's why I call him Ethan the negative. He's extra pessimistic. But he saw him limping in London. Limping in London is the storyline. LIL. Limping in London.
With my own 2 eyes.
Yep, your own 2. You saw it like on TV, or you were actually there? Being negative in person.
On TV.
Okay.
TV.
I'm not up that early in London time. I wake up at halftime and I look at the score and I'm like, 7-3. Didn't miss much. London games, great. Okay, while you're there, Ethan, the negative, why don't we expedite your phone call real quickly? Hit me with a quick question, then I got to get back to these super chats that are piling up. I might have to clear the phone line, actually.
Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr.?
You can't sit Neighbors. I love Brian. You need to try and trade one of them or start both of them. You know, if you tell me, well, I've got to start, Keenan Allen, Smitty, like I'm not sitting BT or Neighbors. I'm not. You can't force me to answer that question. I'm sorry.
Smitty, it was a trick question. I think they're the same magician. Riddle me this. Only one went to the combine. The same guy.
How do you spell that? Combine. The combine. So what are you saying? You're saying they're the same. You're saying they're the same person because we've never seen them in the same room together. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Yeah, they wear helmets. They're both magicians, toe-tapping magicians.
I'm not. Okay.
I like the Puka Nakua Lionheart video. I'm happy you brought it back. Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to revive that. I mean, Puka we made a mistake. We thought Lionheart was Carson Steele. I mean, it was the evidence we had at the time, but new footage has surfaced, and while he was in captivity when they captured him and wouldn't put him back on the field, there were sightings that the Lionheart was still out there. So, all right, Ethan the negative. Anything else?
No, that's just it. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later. Go be negative.
Jerry
somewhere
Jeudy
else.
with Winston. Go get him.
What?
Go get him.
Who?
Jerry
What?
Jeudy with Winston.
Jerry Jeudy.
Bro. I'm calling it now. Do it.
Well, can I ask you a question? What's making you cling to Jerry? Why do people cling to Jerry Jeudy still? I'm not saying he can't have like one good game.
It's all about Winston.
900
some yards with Wilson and Winston.
Give me Tillman over Jeudy. Tillman, Njoku, I'll take those. I'll take a waiver on Tillman over Jeudy because I know what Judy's going to do. Jeudy, and I'll come back if I'm wrong and say it, but Jeudy will have one or two big games.
Here, let's play a game. Let's play a game. Okay, Jeudy versus your biggest long shot, Travis. Who do you have? Give me somebody, and I'm gonna give somebody. This will be Ethan's pick. And the losers have to apologize to the winner. Okay, so Ethan, you got to call back if we win this, and you and I might have to apologize to you, and I might have to. Travis might have to apologize to me. Like it might not be exact. Like it might be a little apology circle. But go ahead, Travis. Give me somebody wild that outscores Jeudy.
You want me to pick a wild?
I'll start. I'll start. Taysom Hill.
Okay.
Outscores Jeudy.
I'll say Troy Franklin outscores Jeudy.
Jeudy with Josh Downs is and Josh Downs are the same, just like with Flacco.
What's with all the same thing?
Guy.
The same guy. What are you talking about, bro? What are you, Spidey? You're living in the Spideyverse.
Jeudy.
All right. Finkel is Einhorn. All right. Later, bro. Appreciate you, Ethan. Kind of.
Have a good one.
Later. All right. Rock out. What do you got for me? And then I gotta probably get to these super chats, boys. Rock out. Rock out.
Yep.
Yeah, I need 2 flexes. Would you play Warren, Wandale Robinson, Daddle, or
Hold on, I gotta take a picture of this so I'm not gonna remember. Now Ethan's living rent free in my photo album because I have his ridiculous. Okay, go ahead. Hit me with your thing one more time.
Yeah, I need 2 flexes. Would you play Wandale Robinson, Warren, Daddle, or Bateman or Ladd?
I don't even need to write this down. Well, actually, Wandale or Bateman probably.
Yeah, I need 2 flexes.
That's a tough one.
Oh,
they're like two opposites too.
Oh, he needs 2 of them. He needs 2 of them. So yeah, I would probably say Ladd's Ladd's somebody that I would consider, but I'm gonna go Bateman and Wandale.
Yeah, I probably would too. Thing is, Ladd is going to have a big game, but he's not. I don't think he's going to consistently do it because he doesn't get the target.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
He'll have a big game somewhere.
Yeah, he'll do it when he's. I mean, he had 8 targets last week, and had 4 catches for 43 yards. I mean, he does have 2 touchdowns. Like I get it.
There's going to be a game. Everyone's going to buy him, and they're going to get disappointed because that offense doesn't change. You know.
They got New Orleans this week, right?
That.
They got New Orleans this week, right?
Oh. Yep.
So you play those 2 wide receivers over the other
He's
2.
He's questionable. He's questionable right now. Listed as questionable for the game. McConkey returned to practice on Friday after he was sidelined on Wednesday and Thursday. He should remain in the wide receiver 3 conversation. I'm gonna say, Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman, Wandale, and then Warren and Daddle.
God, Bateman's so inconsistent, but he does have.
Who's Baltimore playing?
Bateman has 3 TDs on the year.
Yeah, they're connecting.
You know, 3 straight games with 4 receptions, 3 straight games with over 58 yards, 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. I mean, no one's crazy going Bateman over Ladd. And I think Wandale's that like PPR cheat code, like safe 10 to 12 points. I'm going to go Wandale Bateman, final answer.
Is Dave Flowers
You don't like any of the running backs?
What running backs?
Warren or Daddle.
Well, I mean, they're both not starting. So no.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. I mean, I admit I loved Warren in the offseason. I don't understand why we're seeing a different Warren in the in-season. He looked like an absolute unleashed monster in the offseason. Just hyped up, ready to take the job from Najee, going against his own defense, making his Pittsburgh Steelers defense look like amateurs when he would go do blocking drills and hitting drills with them. It was unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like it. It was like, this is Warren year. This is Jalen Warren's year.
I think the injury kind of got in his way and slowed him up.
Yeah. All right, boys. Travis, anything else? I got to grab these super chats.
No, I don't. I think I'm good.
All right, rock out. Anything else, bro?
You don't like even Daddle?
You just trying to convince me to like these 2 running backs that I just told you no. Rock out's like, Smitty. But what if it's what if Dowdle, becomes a monster, Smitty? I mean, look, it's like Dalvin Cook time, I guess, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't. I mean, let me.
All right, I got.
Let me look at one thing real quick.
I mean, Dowdle's
even with
a safe floor.
I mean, everyone's so excited about Dalvin Cook. Maybe it's making me think that Dowdle's going to get less work than he really is going to get. Because it's
I'm not sure.
I mean, he had 5 carries last week. You know what that tells me? or they had a bye last week, but 5 carries the week prior. I don't know. It tells me when a guy's rising to make his debut and the starter just had 5 carries the last game, that kind of tells me the changeover is happening. I don't know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they're losing things.
Yeah, don't put. You got 2 players that are consistently getting targets, though. Rock out. Like Wan'Dell's gonna. He probably almost guaranteed to have 4 catches for 40 yards. He's gonna get you 8 points on his worst day. Bateman's had 2 TDs in 3 weeks and over, what did I say, 70 yards or 58 yards or whatever it was. 70 yards, I think. 3 straight games in a row. What was it, Bateman? He's been steady. I don't love Bateman, I'm not gonna lie, but I like him a lot in this situation. He had he had wait, what? Why do I have something different? He had 2 TDs in last.
Yeah.
Sorry, he had 2 TDs.
121.
Who was I looking at a minute ago that had 3 TDs?
I don't know.
Bateman has 3 TDs in the season.
Wan'Dell got 2, but he gets the target.
There it is. That was so weird. It loaded the wrong game log. I just loaded it again. Okay, there it is. 3 TDs. It's right. So I was right. He's had 58 yards, 71 yards, and 121. 3 straight games of 4 receptions. His targets are 8, 4, and 4. He's a smarter play. He's a smarter play. Yeah, I think you know what? For that reason, start Dowdle, but because that's just the way the fantasy football laws of flux capacitor compensation, molecular structure, gigawatt reactionism occurs. But I'm going with final answer. Rock out. You're not changing my mind. Wan'Dell Bateman. That's what I'm going to say. All right, boys. Appreciate you. Call in tomorrow. We'll be live a couple times, I think.
All right.
Later, boys.
Later, Rock out.
Feeney Pickens for Waddle. I was going to say Wan'Dell. I'm going to go Pickens. Probably. But close. I mean, Waddle's coming back, and maybe he's relevant again. I like Waddle a lot with Tua back. And you know what? This week, if Hill sits, Waddle's going to go nuts. So, I don't know. Guys, do we want Pickens or Waddle? Can I get a vote on this one, please? Pickens or Waddle? That's really tough. I almost want to go Waddle all of a sudden. And McBride plus Rome for Kittle. Kittle's been fire, but I'm not going to lie. I think it switches. Call me crazy, but I'm taking McBride moving forward. I'm not a person that just looks at the past. I really think Kittle being banged up, he's older. I don't know. I'm gonna roll with McBride moving forward. I love McBride. I could be wrong on that. I could be really wrong on that. This is my gut right now. Confidently starting Tank Dell this week. I don't blame you, Young. It depends on people's situations, but I do think they're going to get him the ball. Who for wide receiver 2? Wicks, Coleman, Adunze, Pearsall. I think we answered this one or one like it. I'm going to probably go Pearsall with Jennings out as a safe play, but Coleman's a high risk, high reward. I could go either way. You know what? Give me Coleman. Give me the high risk, high reward play, but that's me. Trust your gut. Pearsall safer. My Baker and Coleman for Josh Allen. Take Josh Allen and run. I got Burrow. Doesn't matter. Make a trade. Take that deal and run. Holy smokes, man. Daniel, Ricky Pearsall or Jalen Warren. Ricky. Warren's a backup, bro. It's nothing to see there right now. Start Caleb, Ladd, Leggett, Watson, likely Otten. Oh, you're asking me to pick on these. Okay, Kermit, so Mahomes, shame on you. Shame on you for not putting a fire emoji next to the frog. Mahomes, I'm picking Mahomes. Ladd, Leggett, I'm going to go probably Ladd. Oh, no, Watson? I'll go Watson, and then I'm going to go Otten. Thank you, Max. Appreciate you. Thank you, pal. Joe, Smitty, would you rather have 3 rest of season and in Dynasty, Cup or Kamara? Who would you rather have? I thought that said 3. The rest of the season. Who would you rather have the rest of the season? I like the way you spell it. The rest of the season. I mean, honestly, like Dynasty's tough. I don't think Chubb has any Dynasty appeal. And I the only reason I hesitate a little bit is I do think Chubb might fall into some touchdowns. But Kamara's number 2 in fantasy football running back production. This is not even a question that deserves any sort of explanation, to be honest with you. Like, I want to give Chubb some respect, but at the same time, it's like, dude, Kamara is number 2. You know, I know he slumped 2 games in a row. The only other reason I hesitate is the broken hand, but that's a pretty big thing, like, right? He's got a broken hand. Big deal. Get him out there. He's ready to play. You know, why aren't you ready to play him? 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, Dell, Waddle, JSN, Keon, McMillan, Bigsby, Bucky. Give me Waddle. Give me Dell, because I'm crazy. And give me Bigsby, because I'm ready to watch Bigsby tear it up this week. But if you want to go, what was the, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I would do. Chase Brown, Mostert, Dell. Give me Dell, because I'm crazy, apparently. It's okay. I'll keep taking the heat for it. Start Laporta. Got Ingram off waivers. Wow. Yeah, I'm starting Laporta, but Ingram's fantastic to get off waivers. Now try and trade him. Trade him, my bro. 7-0. We don't see a lot of 7-0 teams, to be honest. Traded Cup for Collins. Man, I don't think I like. You're 7-0 though. That could be a genius move down the stretch if Cup doesn't stay healthy or something. Man, I don't know. Chat, would you rather have Nico? You're 7-0. You're locked into the playoffs. Would you rather have Cooper Kupp or Nico? 7-0. That is a very tough call. You know what, bro? Yeah, I'm with the chat. Let it ride, Nico Collins. Like, you're making good decisions. These decisions aren't always easy, and sometimes they make you like kind of like back off for a second. You question reality, and then you realize scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. Do it live. Give me Nico. In your situation only, though. Rank tight end for week 8. Kincaid, Crafter, Otten. He's their top wide receiver at this point, man. He's their guy, you know. Trade Ramondre plus Kraft for McBride, Jennings all day long. Even if Jennings is out this week, give me McBride. Flex Christian Kirk, Watson, or Charbonnet. Give me Watson. And he's going to play according to all the reports. So trade DeAndre Hopkins, Achane, and Keon for Tyreek and James Cook. Woo! Give me Tyreek and James Cook. That's a good trade. Intriguing on both sides, but have JD5, Caleb, someone drop Mahomes. Pick up? Absolutely. Many would say they'd rather have Caleb, and maybe you would, and I'm okay if you would. I would rather have Mahomes, but I get it. But I would just try and hold all 3 and then make a trade. You know, it's a valuable asset to add to your team. $10 hauler. Appreciate you, Mahomes, Cousins, Gibbs, Kyron, Jacobs, Mixon, London, Puka. Thoughts. Start Garrett Wilson or T. I'm going to go, jeez. Chad, are we going T. Higgins or Garrett Wilson this week? Can I get a vote, please? Kelsey or Laporta? Oh, my God. Give me Kelsey for this week, but I love Laporta. Jeez, bro. Detroit is at home. They're at Tennessee. God, I think Laporta, without J-Mo, I think Laporta goes crazy. You know, give me Laporta this week. I'm going to change my mind on that. Garrett Wilson or T. The chat is saying T. Higgins. I can't disagree with them. It's safer. It's a safer call. Nice job, bro. Good team. Kyron, Gibbs, Puka, London, Mixon. You don't need to do a thing. This is just a lineup problem you have each week. You could maybe next week we look to consolidate 2 players into one or something, but I think you roll that team out. I'm cooked at wide receiver. Lost Nico and Evans. Have Jettas, but need to start one of Keon, Sutton, Pearsall. We talked about this earlier, Tillman. I would go Keon Coleman. If you need safety, you go Pearsall, but it sounds like you need a big swing. So I think you go with the man that has his own rocket ship that sometimes launches, sometimes doesn't. Jennings hurt. I need a QB because of JD5 injury. Superflex, would you drop? Keep monitoring that. He could play. Would you drop? Who would you drop, Jennings? Would you drop Jennings to get a QB or ride with J.K. Dobbins in the Superflex? It depends on the quarterback, Vlad, that you can get. But in general, I would say the quarterbacks you pick up are going to be garbage. Unless it's Taysom Hill, but J.K. in the Superflex isn't horrible. Mel, appreciate you. Smitty, spelling may be off. 6 points PPR. Purdy, Murray, sit 1. Connor, Marv, Worthy. Woo. Man, I hate to say sit Marv, and then he does it, but Marv kind of has earned the bench spot right now, at least, of these guys. And I think Worthy has a good day. Damn, do you sit Worthy or Marv this week only? And Bailey, you got to know this is such a close call. You might want to ask this on Sunday morning as well, when we've got more news and just, what's it look like with Worthy. And I would love to know what the chat thinks. I'm leaning towards starting Worthy. I think we might have a similar effect of Worthy like we had with Keon Coleman having Amari Cooper there. But, geez, man, I'm going to go Worthy until MHJ proves it. I don't think I'd lose sleep over that, if he blew up because, you've been waiting for it. Need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex. Oh, and as for the QB, I'm going to go Murray, I think. But this could go either way. I'm going to go Murray. Sit 1, Marv. Need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. I'm going to go Chuba, Hopkins, and probably Mostert. Just make sure Mostert's ready to go. Bateman's safer if you want safety. Sit Worthy, but 50-50. MHJ will eat. Shamrock. Ethan says sit MHJ. The question was, who do you sit? So for some of you were answering. Yeah, that's tough. Man, getting that wrong, you're going to get that wrong like 50% of the time. All right, start 1 at wide receiver 2. Devontae Smith, MHJ, Worthy, Dobbs. Now, here's where it's weird. It's like I want to say MHJ here. I'm like catching myself wavering all over the place. I want to say MHJ, Worthy sitting right next to him. What's wrong with me? I don't know. I'm just being real. I don't know. Bailey, I am wavering like hell on this one. And even putting Devontae Smith there is confusing the hell out of me. I'm looking at this kid that I know is capable, and he's going to do good things. You know what? You got to start both of them. You got to figure out a way to start both of them. Damn it. I guess final answer for Bailey, I'm going to say MHJ final answer. And then I'm going to, there's 2 components why. Worthy struggled and Mahomes has struggled, and there's a new receiver there. But I think it could be good for him, but I'm going to say MHJ. And then that's going to have me saying Rag, go MHJ. I had to rectify and fix the other question before I could answer MHJ here, or it was just confusing. Smitty, I got Hurts, HN, AJB, Tyreek Hill, Neighbors, Lamb, ETN, Mostert. It's a 14-team league. What can I get for ETN and Mostert? Not much, unfortunately. You could try for Dell. You could try for Worthy. You could try for Mahomes and some sort of backup move that can enable you to do a trade later. You could try maybe trying to upgrade your tight end. I don't even know if you have tight ends. I don't see one here. I don't think you're going to get a lot. I think you're probably just gonna hold ETN. I mean, there's some value there. I'd rather hold them than like get rid of them for garbage. Pacheco, hurt or something. ETN and Mostert for Pacheco injured. That would be good. Big Dog. That's probably the approach I would take. because that's a very interesting trade. Kincaid or Hunter Henry. Probably Hunter Henry this week, but I'm very tempted to say Kincaid and just say, you know what? He's been kind of getting steadily better. And he's off the injury report now. 12-team PPR, 3-4. He's been playing hurt for a little while. JD5, Bijan, Breeze, Cup, Devontae Adams, MHJ, Pacheco, Ferguson, McMillan. Allen has Algier and Allen as cuffs. Okay, Braylon Allen. Gotcha. And Mostert. Any moves to make with his team? Cup, Tay. I don't think so. You've had some bad luck. Bijan's been slow getting going. Cooper Kupp's been out. Tay Adams hasn't been in a good spot. MHJ's been slumping, but what do? Maybe you trade like Pacheco and Devontae for Hill or Achane or JT. And then if you can't do that, I'd probably stand down for a week and let those players gain value, because they all might still gain. You're almost trading before you get any value out of them. $10 hauler from Vin. 3-4, 10-man league. Am I starting the right players this week? Josh Allen, Kyron, Gibbs, Devontae Smith, Dell, Pitts, and Bigsby. Bench is MHJ, Keon Coleman, Worthy, and Ray Davis. Starters are Josh Allen, Kyron, Gibbs, Devontae Smith, Dell, Pitts, Bigsby. I think I probably go MHJ over Dell, but this is the week that, and this is kind of going back to the Worthy MHJ debate. Like, I'm picking MHJ over Worthy in this question too, so I'm very glad to tell Bailey that at least I'm being consistent now. And I'm starting MHJ over Dell, but I do like Dell a lot, and I think he could bounce back this week. Vin, don't let me switch you on this one. If you're if your gut is telling you Dell's going to have it this game, I'm feeling that too. It's just hard for me to sit MHJ. And, I don't know. I'll admit I'm not sure if I'm clinging on to hope there or if I really do feel Kyler's going to get him the ball this week. I really do think it's a mix of it, because it could be delayed. It could be another 2 weeks. It could be this week. I think it happens. I think MHJ goes crazy and gets unleashed, but it could be a week delay. I don't know. I'm going to go MHJ, but that's me. Flex 1, Chase Brown, Worthy, Pearsall. This is where I can confidently say Worthy all day long, twice on Sundays. Easy call there. Olave, Hill, Dell, Adams, Deontay. Any moves? Olave and Dell. Olave and Adams for Lamb, Olave and Deontay, or Olave and Dell for Nico. I mean, I'd trade Olave for Nico straight up if you can weather it. I don't know what your record is, but that's, 10-man league. I assume you're pretty stacked everywhere. Adams and Olave for, obviously JJ, St. Brown, Lamb, Hill, Jamar Chase, all those guys. I would give up Olave and Adams to do that in this type of league. Roll risky with Dell and Hill and Lamb only by giving up, multiple players. I'm fine with that. And DVO with the super here, $5 hauler. Appreciate you. Dak, Henry, Mason, CMC, Chase Brown, Bigsby, Deontay. Any moves? Will you trade Kamara plus Terry for Neighbors or my Kamara for Achane? I'd take Achane over Kamara because he's got a broken hand, and I just believe in Achane. Kamara and Terry for Neighbors. I'd take that one probably as well, but a little less. I think I'd rather keep Terry and have Achane. So I'm going to say don't do the first one. Do the Kamara straight up for Achane. And Achane's had the bye week. There's risk involved, but I still love it. I'm still smashing that. I traded Tracy, Bigsby, J-Mo for Pacheco and Braylon Allen. I think that was... I don't like the trade because I love J-Mo still. He's only suspended 2 games. And Bigsby might be as good as Pacheco even when Pacheco's back, or he might not be, but at least J-Mo's there. So I'm going to take that side by a little bit, but I don't think you messed up or anything. All right, guys, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Hit that link that's pinned in the live chat. I'll drop the link one more time. Go over, if you haven't joined these yet, go over, open up the Underdog app. Just click the link that I dropped. Open up the Underdog app. Scroll on over to the Best Ball Battle Royale week number 8, okay? And click that card and wait on the green button. Don't hit it yet. we're going to jump into one of these drafts. I don't know how many we're going to do tonight because I'm exhausted, but you're not going to do the college football one. You're doing the third card. It says Battle Royale Week 8, $7. Hit the green button right now. Hit the green button right now. Jump in. And then I'm going to pull up the draft here. Put it on screen. And we're going to draft. I'm in the 2 spot. We got Ray G in the building in the 1. We got Matt. We got Cam. We got Cowboys. And we got fully loaded in that 6 spot. Here's the board view. Your boys in the 2. Draft starts in 41 seconds. You can participate alongside of us even if you didn't get into our specific draft. Hit that link. The code is Smitty. The app is Underdog. The link is pinned. The link's also dropped right again in the live chat. The link's also in the description of the video, and you get 50% match on your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. So if you do the minimum of $10, you get $5. You do $20, you get 10. You do 100, you get 50. You do 1,000, you get 500. You do 2,000, they give you 1,000 for your first deposit. So smash the hell out of that. This draft starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ray G, you're on the clock, my guy. Who's he go with? Derrick Henry. I'll go with Breece Hall, who's 8 feet tall, I might add. Have I mentioned?
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the 3rd, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Breece.
In the 3rd, don't stall. I bet new people are like, what are they talking about? The 3rd round, Breece Hall? It's like when we made that video, he's a 3rd round pick. He's a 3rd and 4th round pick. Unbelievable. In the 3rd, don't stall. I need to update that. At the 3rd overall pick, don't stall. Ethan, you're exhausted. Somebody used to do 24-hour live streams. I've done 2 live streams, an upload, and we're back again. What are you talking about? Ethan trying to get crazy up in here. Tyreek and Amon-Ra. Look at that. AJB and Lamar. Saquon and what? What are we doing here? Yeah, Tyreek and Amon-Ra is pretty nice. Happy Halloween. Thank you, but we're not in Halloween week yet, are we? No, we're not. But I appreciate you. All right, on the clock. Gibbs, baby, Gibbs. Doing it live. Bijan, I like it. Josh Allen, thanks for saving me a receiver. Because it got thin. Jeez, man, this is thin. I'm going to go Jaden Reed here. I think he goes crazy. So I got Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jaden Reed. Brock Bowers, Kenneth Walker. Breece Hall, I took him in the 3rd round. Good for you, Casey. Casey smack. Yeah, people are, I know you're just joking. People are probably looking at that video and just saying, what's this guy think? He how does he think you're getting Breece Hall in the 3rd round? This guy's wild. 2 trades to analyze, Smitty. Thank you for the 20. Week 2, I traded Henry and Tolbert for Chase and Chase Brown. I mean, I'd rather have Henry right now, but like Jamar Chase is doing good, and go forward, I easily could work out for you. I mean, Henry is 30 years old. I know he's probably not going to slow down, but there's a chance, right? And then this week I traded JT and Chuba for Jacobs and Pacheco. I think I don't love that one. This is my 10th super chat, so here's 20. Thank you, appreciate it, Josh. I don't know if I love that one, but I also think like both of these are arguable. But what I've done, the Jamar Chase one I'm fine with. Those are even Steven, really. At the end of the day, go forward especially. But I probably would have rather. I like Pacheco. I like Jacobs a lot. I probably would have kept JT and Chuba, but that's me. It's very, very close, my broski. Very, very close. Oh, you know what? I made a huge, grave mistake. You guys are at least learning from me because I'm doing multiple things at once. Ray G already had a quarterback. He couldn't take another quarterback even if he wanted to. It's grayed out. And I went ahead and botched that by taking a QB. I could have just waited. And he could not have taken Hurts if he wanted to. So, if I wanted BT, I didn't really want Cooper. If I wanted BT, he got BT because I made that decision. But I'm okay. It's not necessarily what I was after anyway. I'm going to take McBride, who I really kind of wanted anyway. So I escaped that, but keep that in mind when you're drafting. I'm doing 10,000 things at once and I'm not looking, but usually I look ahead. I see who's got a quarterback. It allows me to kind of be flexible with making sure I do take a quarterback or don't take a quarterback. Don't take a lap, Josh, but I would have probably, I'm okay with the first one. I probably would have, I think it's arguable on that second one. I don't think you made a mistake on it by any means. Man, JT's a good value. He fell far. You know what? Achan's so far down there. I didn't even see Achan. That's crazy. I would have taken Achan all day long. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
Alert. Alert. Panic mode initiated.
Panic attack. Damn it. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad to see. I'm going to go. Let me just take a look and see who's ranked out of pocket down here. Jeez, man. I got hurt, so let's bank on. Oh, I'm not even on the clock. Let's bank on Devontae Smith here. Oh, man. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. But they have me. Let's see. Is this 87 is a good score. Lamar, JT, Kamara, AJ Brown, Diggs, Kelsey. Nice job. This is your boys' team, right? Oh, I'm not even clicking on the right screen. Sorry. Cowboy has 87. It's a good team. Deserving of a nice high score. We all have high scores though. Ray G, Josh Allen, Henry, Bijan, Cooper, BT, your boy Smitty, Hurts, Breece Hall, Gibbs, Jaden Reed, Devontae Smith, and McBride. Cam has this team right here. Nice. Fully loaded has this squad right here. That's pretty good. HM was a nice pick. And then Matty has this team right here. Good squad, pal. And then Ray G. Did I go over Ray G's? Allen, Henry, Bijan. Nice job. Nice teams. I would do another, but I'm absolutely trashed. My brain's, I got to go do it. I got to go 6 miles tonight. I got to do my 12,000 steps. So I'm going to bounce out now, but I will be back tomorrow. You can assure yourself of that. Well, I can assure you of that. Murph, appreciate your last super chat here. Drop Craft for Otten. I probably would, yeah. Yeah, why not? Or you could drop Kincaid, but I'd probably rather keep Kincaid on the upside. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe on the way out the door. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. So many people watch. We got I don't know how many people we got in here. Got about 300 to 400 people in here, right? Something like that. And about, I don't know, sometimes a fifth or maybe 1/6 of the entire stream. Sometimes people are either watching from, they forget if they're subscribed or they were subscribed on another login and they're not really using that anymore. Like whatever the case may be, it helps the channel. And I see the subscribes go up every time you guys hit it. I try and shout it out. So appreciate all those subs and like the video on the way out the door. Comment if you can. I'll try and get back to as many comments as I can. I appreciate you all. I'll see you on the Patreon. Join the Patreon. The Patreon link is right here. We're doing it live on Patreon every single night, 24/7, 365. We're live on Patreon chatting. That's what it is. I mean, there's some content features. Thank you for that subscribe. There's some content features on here, obviously, like you can write stuff and you guys can see these articles, but for the most part, I do live streams on here, and I'll probably do one tonight. So if anybody wants to jump over to the live stream, I'll be live on Patreon in probably like 20 minutes, maybe 30. So if anybody wants to join me on Patreon. But the good thing is if you can't wait up or you don't want to, or you miss them all the time because you go to bed early, all the live streams on Patreon are recorded and posted immediately. I post them right after, and you can listen to them the next day. You can listen to them, back again if you want to hear it back. But I go live on Patreon a lot. I don't want to say every day, but we do go live frequently. And on Sundays, we're all crammed into this Game Day Lounge live chat because basically it's 10 live chat rooms for $10 a month, and then you get the audio live streams. They're kind of like Twitter Spaces where I just go in there and I talk and I answer the questions as you guys type them. And it's just an audio live. See you all later. That Patreon link is right here. Once again, the Underdog link is pinned in the live chat, and that'll get you 50% match on your first deposit up to $1,000. And on that note, your boy is out of here. Peace out. Doses. Yeah, Blackbeard's right. On Patreon, Travis is there, Blackbeard's there. It is the best place to get questions answered because the live community is there. It's just basically, think of it like the YouTube live chat says, okay, we're out of here, guys. Let's see you on let's all go back over to Patreon. And then they're on Patreon waiting to talk to each other and get good help. So hit that link, do it live. Appreciate you all. See you on Patreon live in like 20-30 minutes. Mod Squad to the moon. Appreciate you. Deuces. Oh, we do have some celebratory messages. Saturn badge, baby. That boy getting a Saturn badge. Appreciate you, my guy, with your 24-month membership question. Roger, appreciate you. Start 3, Waddle, Flowers, Dell, Wilson, Leggett. I'm going to go Waddle, Flowers, and Dell. Thank you, my boy. Celebrating here, HN. And Blackbeard celebrating here. Don't forget to hit that thumb up button. Appreciate you, all 4 of you, for using your celebratory message. Appreciate you. Later. Deuces.